Hello guys, welcome back to House of Carmel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, if you read the title, I'll be giving you guys a life update. I won't call it little because it's a bit of a lot. And also just talking through how these life updates are influencing my 2024 goals and lifestyle for the year. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So I have 6 subjects or topics that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about any of them too long, but I have 2 major life updates right at the beginning and right at the end of this video. So make sure you watch the whole thing so you know everything that's going on with me and also how you could possibly support. So let's get into it. Number 1, first life update. This is actually something that I did not think I was going to be experiencing anytime soon, let alone this year. But the first thing that I wanted to update you guys on, if you don't already know or follow me on social media, is my father passed away. He passed away the day after Christmas, and to say it's been a struggle is like I can't really explain it. Like I literally don't have the words. I wouldn't have described me and my father's relationship as like fuzzy or super close because I've also had to come to grips with the fact that I had a tough upbringing, period. I always like to, I'm a person, if you know me, you're the type of person, I'm the type of person that will say, you know, well, at least this didn't happen, or at least we got through this or we got through that. But I don't always acknowledge the fact that my childhood was, some traumatic stuff happened. I'll just put it that way. And maybe one day in another video, I will talk about it. My mother passed away when I was younger. I was 13, and now I've lost my father. My father was battling illness for much longer than I actually knew. We had been talking over the course of last year just about some health stuff that I did not think or understand was as serious as it was, or as it had gotten rather. And I kept encouraging him to go to the doctor. Most of my family also encouraged him to go to the doctor, but he did not. Fast forward, he was hospitalized right after Thanksgiving. He never came home. And things just kind of took a turn right before Christmas, and he passed away shortly after. So that's a tough one to talk about or say. So needless to say, how this is influencing the way I'm moving this year. I'm sorry guys if you see a glow. I have my iPad because I have my notes, like I always do in these videos. But so I am navigating grief, and I'm not just navigating, like I'm navigating big grief right now. A lot of days I just try to push through and, you know, try to just act and be okay and just hope that my body will follow suit. But it is a literal fight. Some days are better than others, and some days just suck. And honestly, I feel like I've been in a state of some form of grief since he went into the hospital, because I had to watch my father deteriorate kind of before my eyes. And he just slowly turned into someone I didn't recognize. And it was really hard to watch. It's hard to remember. It's hard to reflect on. Sometimes that part is even harder than dealing with the fact that he's no longer here. So I'm navigating big grief. And also with that, for me anyway, has come a bit of depression. I am currently fighting depression, and I say fighting because it's a literal fight and a choice every single day. I'm trying to do better at acknowledging the fact that it is depression and that it's okay, but I'm also trying to figure out how I can best get through it. because it's just not easy. And a lot of times you kind of want to skip over the feelings of something like this when it happens to you. But quite frankly, the only way to get through it is to go through it. I've been through tough times in my life before, and I know this. I know I have to go through to get to the other side. I just know that, you know, this might take longer. Or as far as the way I grieved my mother, I never really stopped grieving, but the grief changed over time, and it became something that I was able to deal with a bit better as time, years, literal years, went on. And it's something that I still struggle with sometimes. It's something I still get sad about. As you can imagine, it was my mother and now my father. So there's that. And when someone passes away, whether it's someone close to you or not, you can't help but start to think about like other things in your life. And this has encouraged me, especially some of the events around my father's death, to give end of life plans, or even just hospital if I'm ever in a position where I can't speak for myself, or even for my husband. Like, really put in those plans and like record them some type of way and make them specific, because a lot can be left up to interpretation if you happen to find yourself in that position, or if you are in that position with a loved one. You don't want to be guessing. You don't want to be ping-ponging around with anyone else like what this meant. You would really want it to be specified and not debatable. So that's something that I want to do this year, is really get specific about those type of plans. And it's crazy. I had a conversation with my grandparents, who raised me and my sister and are still alive, earlier this year, on their end of life plans, estate plan, and things of that nature. There were some things I knew, and then there were some things I just didn't know. And I wanted to make sure I was specific and informed on them, so that when the time comes, I always try to say when and if, but there's no if. There is no if. When the time comes and I am not in a state of, you know, I'm in an emotional state, I can refer to something and I don't have to think about it. So, and I had intended to have that conversation, that specific conversation with my father, because we talked about it over the years, and he had life insurance, thank God. So, but there were just specifics that were not talked about. So I want to make sure that I'm as specific on request with my loved ones, because I'm the oldest daughter of my parents, and I guess also my grandparents now, because their children have passed away. Yeah, so that's big life update number 1, and that's kind of how it's informing my 2024 goals and intentions. The second thing is a little less heavy, but still pretty serious for me, is weight loss. So this is so bright, sorry, it's really causing a glare when I look at the camera. But weight loss goals. So if you watched my videos last year, you know I had started a weight loss journey last year, and I actually did okay, and I got into some really good habits. And then not so shortly after, I got pregnant. But I had kind of been on this journey. It was up and down for a couple of months, but then I got pregnant, more so towards the end of the year. And I started the pregnancy trying to, you know, uphold these goals again, because like I said, it was a roller coaster. But yeah, I didn't. And although I didn't gain a bunch of weight during my pregnancy, I wasn't where I wanted to be prior to the pregnancy. So I still have baby weight from my first son. And also yeah, I have talked about it on this channel in some pregnancy videos, but I was diagnosed with PCOS, so that affects my ability to lose weight and the way that I need to do it. And also another part of losing weight that I kind of want to attack, not kind of, but that I want to attack this year, is lowering my A1C. So with PCOS comes insulin resistance, and that can get you dangerously close to diabetes. And in full transparency, my levels have just reached into pre-diabetic levels. And I can lower this number, and I want to. So that is one of the focuses I want to kind of wrap up in my weight loss goals this year. So that's number 2 of what's informing my goals, and just kind of a little life update on where I am now. I would tell you how much I weigh, but I actually don't know right now. I haven't stepped on the scale in a minute, but I do plan to do separate videos on my weight loss journey and how it's going, different things I'm doing, what's working, what's not working, because it will be a journey. But I do plan to do videos, so stay tuned for that. Just know I'm not where I want to be, and I'm trying to get there. I probably want to lose somewhere in the arena between 50 to 70 pounds. And that is going to take time. This is not a 3-month, this isn't even a 6-month journey. This is probably a 1 to 2 year journey. But I do intend to make good progress this year. So, number 3. Whew. So this, I won't have to stay on this one long, but this is one of those things that you guys can help me with, and something that I'm going to get a way more intentional about this year. Last year I didn't do as great a job about it, just because pregnancy, life changes, just last year just got to be so crazy, to be honest. But one thing I want to do is advance in my career at my current job. I am seeking a promotion, and I plan to do things to support that. So that is my 9 to 5 goal. I do want to get a promotion, so I'm going to leave that where it is. Second thing around career growth is I want to grow this channel, guys, and this is where you guys come in. I love doing YouTube. I do love social media. I do this because I like it. Otherwise, you wouldn't see any videos. But one of my goals for my channels is to grow. Currently, I just recently reached 500 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Yay. That was super exciting for me, because that is the halfway mark of my goal. But I've had this goal to reach 1,000+ subscribers for about 1.5 years now, maybe even 2 years. And I'd like to start making more traction. So one of the things that you're going to see me do is work to become more consistent, and also utilize some of the tools that I haven't been using to support this goal. But also, the way you can help me is to like this video and subscribe if you are not already subscribed to this channel. And if you've already liked this video and you're subscribed, share my channel with your friends or whomever you think may be interested. This is primarily a motherhood and lifestyle channel, so I talk about everything that's related to motherhood, wifehood. I am married, and I love to decorate my home, and I love to shop. So there's a couple other things in between there, but I share my journey through motherhood and marriage, and just my interest in general. If you think there's anyone else that would like that type of content, please do not hesitate to share. They might like it, and they may subscribe. So please support House of Cramille. Please support our growth, and let's grow our community. I really do enjoy this. I do enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy talking to you on Instagram. I enjoy talking to you here on YouTube. So let's really get that going this year, okay? All right, next, number 4. So one of the things that you'll see that I like to do on this channel is organize and decorate. I have a really popular video where I reorganized my pantry, and I have another one where I organized my fridge. Well, Right now, especially since last year, I feel like my house is a bit out of order. I don't feel in control in every area of the house. There are some things that me and my husband have done to try to improve that, i.e. hire a cleaning service that comes once a month to help to tackle a lot of the deep cleaning things that we haven't had time to do, and just start to, you know, that's really it, honestly, because everything else has been focused on getting accustomed to being a parent of 2 children and just keep up. And yeah, that's what it's been about. But now that I feel like we're kind of getting above water again, and we kind of know what we're doing, and we're getting in a groove, Camden is sleeping a bit better, I feel like I can start to wrap my arms back around some routines that we can maintain that won't necessarily be interrupted by a baby sleep schedule, or just me being tired, or us just feeling crazy in general. So I will be focusing on our current systems, deciding whether they work or not, reorganizing, decluttering some areas in my home, and also some decorating. If you haven't seen a recent video, you haven't seen my recently decorated living room. So I'll be in this space as well, and I think I did a tour on a previous video, so I'll link that here. Number 5. So, financial planning. I kind of touched on this as far as talking about estate planning, but that is just a small part of some of the goals I have around planning and being more intentional around my finances and how they relate to me and my husband, like our family finances. So I've created a bunch of goals, and am continuing to develop some strategy around just planning for savings, emergency savings, travel, because we have started to and plan to continue to travel. So it would be nice to just already have something that we're sitting on for that, and just that in general. I want to be a lot more, like I said, I want to be a lot more intentional about those things in 2024. More than just, oh, we know that Royal Caribbean is going to be having a sale on Black Friday, let's make sure we buy our cruise or wherever. Then I want to get deeper than that, which it still is a responsible decision, but we're going to get better. So you may see some content around that. This by no means is going to become a money channel, because I am not a money person. I'm probably one of the last people to tell you about money, to be honest, but I am trying to, I'm working to get better and more intentional about that. So that is one of the things that I'm working on this year. And last one. So this is, I won't call it a tough one. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you've seen my, well, we started out with 1 baby, and we affectionately, sorry y'all, my foot just fell asleep and I can't even feel it anymore, but I affectionately call him Buki, but his name is Charles. And now we've had a new baby, but this is specifically focused on Buki. If you've kind of watched our channel over the years, you may have noticed certain things, you know, I don't know, who knows, but long story short, my son is newly diagnosed with ASD. So I am an autism mom, and me and Charles are autism parents. And this, while I can't say it's been hard, it was hard in the beginning. Yeah, so full transparency in that. My cousin actually approached me. I probably talked about my cousin before in my pregnancy videos, but she's a doctor. She's in a family practice, I believe. But she approached me about some things that she had been noticing with my son. And me and Charles would be remiss to say that there weren't some things that we noticed that we didn't exactly see in other children, but we just kind of chalked it up to Charles being basically a genius. He caught on to numbers super early, and letters. Like, he just caught on to learning a lot of those basic things super early. I'm talking like by the time he was 1, he could recite all his ABCs and stuff. And there were certain things where I was just like, is this normal? When do children usually notice stuff, like thoroughly? When do they usually know all their colors? And there wasn't, I had to also be honest with myself, although we were fostering it, I couldn't put my finger on anything that we were doing specifically that would just make him just like catapult off of this. I was just like, you know, genius, great. But there were also some other little things that we would notice he'd do, like line up his cars. He loved cars, and throughout, as he grew up, there would just be certain things that he would do. Like, he would always play with the wheels on the cars a lot. He loved to like look really close at them and spin the wheels. And then also, then that turned into him like lining them up and just really hyper interested in cars. He had other interests, but cars was very much at the top of the list, along with numbers. There are other things, you know, but like I'm just giving you that as an example of things that we've noticed throughout the years that we didn't exactly think was typical. But like I said, my baby's a genius. I still think my baby's a genius. But fast forward, once my cousin had that conversation with me, because like I said, she's a little bit more informed on child development, and Charles is our first child. We started the journey to get him evaluated. It did take me a while to get him evaluated because one, I'm pretty sure that was just an acceptance thing. Like, really, is he or is he not? Do I want to do this? Do we want to, quote unquote, label our child? And at the end of the day, we decided it was the best thing for him and us, because how else will we know how to best help him? What he learns differently. He grasps a lot of things, but there are other things that he needs support in. One of the things you may have noticed on this channel is in his communication style. He does talk. He's not nonverbal, but he is at a certain level, and we want him to grow in that area. And so without a diagnosis or talking to a doctor or a therapist, we wouldn't really know the tools to get that support. So now we're on this journey. It doesn't exactly suck anymore. I can't really say it sucked before, but it does suck when someone tells you that something is wrong with your child. But I've had a mind shift around that type of thing, and I may talk about it in another video. This isn't necessarily going to become an autism channel, but autism is a part of our lives, so you will hear about it from that regard. And there's someone else out there that may want to hear what we have to say around it. There's someone else out there that may be struggling with getting their child, you know, evaluated and things of that nature. And, you know, I'm all about communicating, being open, and relating to others. There's some things that you guys may be able to teach me, because we're very new to this. By no means are we the experts. We just know our child. So it'll be interesting also to just kind of connect with others that are on the same journey as us. So yeah, that is life update number 6. And like I said, that is another thing that is informing my 2024 goals. I want to be the best mom I can be to both my children. Alright, sorry you guys, my camera cut off, but I am ending this video right now. But as I was saying, I just want to be the best mom to both of my sons as I can be, and support them both in the absolute best way possible. Now, I'm not perfect, and there are some things that there's some things that I'm still learning, and there are probably still some things around acceptance that I have, you know, a bit of a hump to go over. But I think we're in a really good spot. I think Charles is doing very well. By Charles, I mean little Charles, Buki. I think he's still doing pretty well, and we're going to just keep going. So that's it. This has been my life update, and just kind of a peek into some of my 2024 goals. This wasn't everything. I may talk more about my goals at the end of the year, but there won't be another video talking about them. But I think this was enough to share. One big goal, let's get to 1,000+ on House of Cramel. It deserves to be there. I have a lot to share, and I really do enjoy doing this, and I would love the support of you guys. So make sure you like, this video, comment, let me know your goals, let me know if you've struggled with or experiencing some of the things that me and my family are experiencing right now. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. That's it. Bye guys.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell